wise man once said, nobody ever went broke underestimating the intelligence of the American public.
Wait, please. You're saying the Holy Grail is a person?
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 worst movies that were successful.
Decepticons, begin our assault!
For this list, we've chosen movies that had wild success, whether at the award shows or at the box office, but have been criticized as bad by a bunch of people.
Your support is well seen.
Now let me show you the Grail.
Number 10, The Da Vinci Code. Famed film critic Rex Reed said it best. What's wrong with the Da Vinci Code can be summed up in one word: everything.
Okay.
Critics agreed that Dan Brown's phenomenally successful page-turner made for a phenomenally boring movie with forced plot twists and wasted talent.
It's the pairing of those two pyramids. It's unique. The two are geometric echoes.
Fascinating.
The cast tries hard, but only Ian McKellen and Paul Bettany rise above the material.
And that is what they want you to believe.
But even so, this was one of 2006's highest-grossing movies.
If it's so important for you to stop us, then you're just going to have to shoot us. You can start with him.
You know, I could get kicked out of the military for this.
Number 9, Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, I'm fine. I feel great. This is just standard precautionary.
Michael Bay's movies may never be long on character development, but his better efforts have enough excitement to make them worthwhile.
Ma'am, I know how this looks.
Pearl Harbor has its centerpiece bombing sequence, but the rest of the film is one long, sudsy trek through soap opera.
Rafe, I'm pregnant.
With iffy acting and an even iffier screenplay.
I don't understand.
Overproduced and under-involving, this epic is every bit as dull as your high school history class.
When the action is over and we look back, we understand both more and less.
Comes to scorpions, the bigger the better.
Number 8, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. People said a series had jumped the shark when it strayed into irretrievable stupidity. Now, thanks to Crystal Skull, they say it's nuked the fridge. Indiana's survival of an atom blast in a lead-lined refrigerator is emblematic of what's wrong with this movie. It assumes there's no such thing as over the top. Without the blend of comedy and action that made Indy popular, this sequel was not worth the wait.
To put you to sleep just by talking.
Maybe we saw being friends.
Number 7, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
This is very, very bad. Oh!
It's tempting to sum up what's wrong with The Phantom Menace in 3 words: Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, muy, I love you.
You almost got us killed. Are you brainless?
Fact is, there's even more to dislike.
That's the last thing me so want.
The waste of a talented cast, wince-inducing dialogue,
They think their brains so big.
and George Lucas's inept attempt to put more science in his science fiction.
It wasn't my fault, really.
The Guardian critic was right when he called the film a pop culture calamity, but audiences still couldn't stay away.
Hard to see the dark side is.
Number 6, Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen.
I screwed that up. I'm okay. I'm all right. This is combat, man. Oh, brain freeze, man. What's wrong with you?
A film about giant robots is gonna be silly, but it doesn't have to be stupid.
You're hot, but you ain't so bright.
Revenge of the Fallen would have us believe you can cover up the existence of mega-sized robots that destroyed half of California.
The secret is out!
Also, if these robots are so technologically advanced, why are they such lousy shots? Then there's Skids and Mudflap. Need we say more?
That hurt, man.
It's supposed to hurt. It's an ass kicking.
Thank you, Michael Bay, for sucking all the fun out of this series.
Get in the garage. I'm about to have a nervous breakdown. Just go in the garage quietly, please.
That looks delicious.
Number 5, Cars 2. The first Cars was a little stumble on Pixar's part, not quite living up to the studio's high standards.
The only thing they haven't stopped doing is laughing at us. They've called us terrible names.
The sequel, though, was a disaster, according to critics, with story points that develop then disappear, a ridiculous spy plot, and a predictable fish-out-of-water setup that quickly wears out its welcome.
Forget about it. Know how you feel.
Ultimately, it doesn't matter who wins the race in this film, the losers are the viewers.
Who's winning the race?
Now, what do we have here?
Number 4, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. There's only one thing that a Pirates of the Caribbean movie simply cannot be.
Hello, Jackie.
And that is precisely what On Stranger Tides is. Tired.
All part of the plan, yes?
Critics complain the film just drags along, revisiting characters and situations we've seen before without adding anything new.
Face is familiar. Have I threatened you before?
Even Johnny Depp's outrageous Captain Jack is no longer fresh.
This is rumor, not true.
The first films were effortless fun. This one is all effort.
Crime of which you've been found guilty of is being innocent of being Jack Sparrow.
Number 3, Spider-Man 3. Word of advice to Spider-Man: leave the twerking to Miley Cyrus. The embarrassing pelvic dance down the streets sank Spider-Man 3. But it wasn't helped by some sappy Peter Mary Jane moments.
Tell me you love me.
I love you.
And a story that was way overstuffed.
Where do all these guys come from?
A few good action sequences couldn't help the film break through the web of its unfocused plotting, and critics panned its lack of humor.
I like being bad. It makes me happy.
Number 2, The English Patient. How can a film like this win the Best Picture Oscar?
Are you remembering more?
Though we can't give credit to the critics in this case, they loved this overlong and overly ambitious movie, but not everyone did.
How could you not love that movie? How about it sucked?
Take away The English Patient's flashback structure, and what do you have? An overlong, pretentious tearjerker about two people who were expected to care about because they have upper-class accents?
This Hungarian count. He's a wanderer. He's a fool.
Sorry, not our cup of tea.
And then one day he falls under the spell of a mysterious English woman.
Who's he?
Number 1, the Twilight franchise.
That's Edward Cullen.
Can you build an entire franchise around a boring girl whose entire character is defined by her need to have a boyfriend? Twilight's massive success says you can.
What does that mean?
But critics will be quick to tell you it doesn't make for good films.
I don't care.
Neither does laughable dialogue, wooden acting, a total lack of logic, and soulless direction.
What about first?
I'm the one with the wicked curveball.
Someone should have driven a stake through the heart of this series after the first film.
It's like diamonds. You're beautiful.
Do you agree with our list? Which successful movie had you most baffled with its popularity? For more top 10s about your favorite and least favorite flicks,
How bad is it? You know, I used to smoke.
be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Damn, I'm good.